Okay, so I will switch in English. So thank you all for participating, attending this webinar. So we'll have two short presentations. I will start with the presentation of the Master EMIMEP. So I will introduce briefly myself. I am Frédéric Fabre. I'm working for the University of Limoges in France, but also for a consortium of universities, European universities. Our master program is in physics, but more focused on electronics, microwave, and photonics. And it's a Erasmus Mundus master program. So I don't know if you have some knowledge about it, but it's a program founded by the European Union, running till 2029. And you have different kind of Erasmus Mundus. You can have also Erasmus Mundus in business. It could be in human sciences, in geography, etc., etc. So you can find also the catalog of Erasmus Mundus online on the website of the Erasmus Plus agency. So you have my email address in the first slide. So with my full name, I'm the project manager of the master, coordinated by Professor Denis Barato, who is a professor in electronics, and Professor Alessandro Tonello, who is a professor in photonics. So you can see our partner university logos. So we are working with the University of Brescia in Italy, with the University of Jena in Germany, and the University of the Basque Country in Spain. So the idea is to have a short presentation, and then after the presentation, I will be able to answer your questions. Okay, so now briefly, I will show you the mobility scheme in the frame of the master program. So now we are selecting the students for the next academic year. The academic year is starting in the early beginning of September 2025. And the application deadline will be March 12th, 2025. So we are selecting students from all around the world. We receive an average of 300 applications per year, and from, let's say, around 40 different countries. We have different requirements for the application. So then I can show you also the website where you can find all the requirements. But the main one is to have a bachelor's degree. You don't need to have it before you submit your application. But if in case that you are selected, we will ask you before the enrollment, so in September. So it's okay also for the students who will graduate this year. So the first semester is starting in Limoges. So all the selected students will be in Limoges the first semester of the master. It's a mix of electronics, photonics, and microwave for the study plan. And we have also an integration week, the first week of September, to know each other better and also to socialize with the students and the academic staff. We help you to secure your accommodation in all the campuses of the consortium. And we help you also with all the administrative matters. So one course is provided by the University of the Basque Country in Limoges. We have one professor from this university coming to Limoges, teaching nonlinear and linear stability. So the second semester is in Brescia, in Italy. So it's not so far from Milan. It's between Milan and Venice. And this is more focused on photonics and telecommunication systems. And one course is provided by the University of Jena, the same but in Limoges. One professor is coming to Brescia to teach graphene. And we have one key event, is a Research Industrial Week in May. So this year it will be in Catania in Sicily, but next year it will be in Cluj-Napoca in Romania, where we try to go a bit out of the box. We have a training about how to build a business plan, but also we invite guest lecturers, scholars from the industry to provide some seminars and what are the expectations of in terms of curricula from the students or motivations, etc., etc. We visit also some enterprises. So in Bosch, it will be in Bosch, in Cluj, sorry, we will go to Bosch to visit their facilities, and this for 1 week. The second academic year, the student can decide if they want to go back to Limoges to study still a mix of photonics, microwave, and electronics, to remain in Brescia, to follow courses in, say, more in telecommunications and photonics, but we have also courses in the microwave, or to move to Spain, focus on electronics, or Jena, which is very well known for photonics, the Abbey School of Photonics. So this, it's let's say the students can specialize in the second academic year of the master. Same, one of the key events is the European Microwave Week. We invite all the students to become student helpers in the biggest fair and event about higher frequency in Europe, where they can help, support the organizers to organize all the conferences, but they can also, they are more than welcome to participate and to attend all the conferences, seminars, exhibition, and also one of the student schools. So last year it was in Paris. This year it will be in Utrecht. And in 2026, I think it will be in London. The fourth semester is dedicated to the master thesis, so equivalent to 30 credits, where the students can remain in the university to follow, to work on a specific topic for the master thesis, or they can move in the industry or in another lab or university part of the consortium. So it could be maybe, I don't know, one student going to Bilbao to the University of the Basque Country in the third semester can go to Limoges then, or to Ericsson for the internship. And at the end, we deliver a joint diploma once the student has defended his master thesis during the summer school. So last year it was in Jena. This year it will be in Bilbao, in Spain, where we invite all the students with professors and also scholars to the defenses of all the master theses. And at the end, we have also the graduation ceremony at the end of the summer school. So joint diploma, it means that you can get a diploma from Limoges, Brescia, and Bilbao. So that is not common in Europe. Throughout the master program, we invite in all the universities different scholars from the industry, but also it could be from human resources to give you some tricks about how to be, to write a CV, or to adapt your behavior during the interview, etc., etc. In order to help you also to find a good internship, but also a good job or PhD thesis after the master. You can see that we have full partner universities, as I said, but we have also academic associated partners. So you have some logos here on the slide. We have the University of Cluj-Napoca and the University of Catania, where we organize the Research Industrial Week, for instance. And we have also some contact points. We have EZCom in Tunisia, Campina Grande in Brazil, Malaya University in Malaysia, etc., etc. Here, just a short review with some logos from our associated partners in research, but also in the industry. So you can see that we have really big companies, not only in our countries, but in all Europe. So we have Higher Europe, we have Infineon, Coherent in photonics, NXP in electronics, and Philips, for instance. Some small and medium enterprises from the surrounding of Limoges, but not only. Research institutes. We have the biggest research institutes in our countries involved in the project. So CNRS in France, we have Fraunhofer Institute in Germany, CNR, INO in Italy, etc., etc. And some association or cluster helping us, also supporting us to find good opportunities for the students after the master. Just a few numbers, indicators to summarize our master program. So it's quite a big budget amount of money. The project is running till 2029, I just said. It allows us to recruit 5 editions of students. So we have already 2 editions running now, and we are recruiting the third one. And EMIMEP is the continuation, I mean, the renewal of a former project called EMIMEO. So now we have experience in this kind of European master from 2029. All courses are in English, so it's quite important. It will not be in French, Italian, or Spanish, for instance. So you can follow all the courses in English. And we provide courses courses of French or Italian or Spanish when you are moving from one university to another one, if you want to follow them. A joint governance. So yeah, I'm working, as I said, for the University of Limoges, but on behalf of all the consortium. So for all the universities, for instance. We are targeting students with Erasmus Mundus scholarships. So this is also quite good point for the students, because if you are selected for the scholarship, it means that you can get 1,400 euros per month, up to 24 months. So it's quite a big amount of money, I think. It's not common in Europe. And we can select, let's say, around 2 or 3 students from the same country. From the same nationality. So yeah, per year. So yeah, it's quite competitive. We receive, as I said, quite a lot of applications. So it means that you need to have a really strong academic background, but also really good motivations to be recruited in our master. We can also provide half scholarships to students if we understand that, okay, we have already 2 students from the Philippines, for instance, and then we can provide them another student with 500 euros per month. You have to know that the internships are paid, most of them. So in France, it's around 500 euros. So you can, cumulate this with, combine it with your scholarship. So we cover all the tuition fee, and we cover also the cost of participation in the summer school at the end of the master, as we said, in the research industrial week. At the end of the first academic year, the participation of the student to the European Microwave Week. There is a mistake here. We have, a batch most of the time, a batch between 20 and 26 students. So it's a small group of students, and it allows us also to have a personal approach to them. So through the career development plan. So it means that we try during all the duration of the master to follow your needs and your motivations. And if you want to change, I don't know, for instance, I met some students that didn't have a strong background in photonics. They studied more electronics and physics. And then they fall in love with photonics, for instance. And now they are in Jena for the PhD. So, and we try to help the students to find to match with their interest. So we said about the more than 55 international associated partners from academia, but also industry and research institutes. We have a joint diploma between Limoges, Brescia, and Bilbao, the University of the Basque Country. So just a few indicators about the selection process. So here you can see, that the number of applications that we received every year is growing up. So we have more and more applications every year. And as I said, from last year, it was from 42 different nationalities. So yeah, it's got multicultural master. This year we have we have 15 nationalities in the same batch of students. So one positive aspect I think about our master, but it will be the same also for the master from the local track in Limoges. But after the master, it's quite easy for the student to find a PhD or a job in the industry. So most of our students are pursuing with a PhD thesis after the master. So it's around 65 or 70% of the students. And some of them then are going to the industry. So now some of them are working in Ericsson, in NXP in France, at ASML in the Netherlands. We have students doing a PhD with the CNRS in Limoges, but also in Toulouse, with the Space Agency as well. Some of them are Huawei in Germany, the Technical University of Eindhoven in the Netherlands, etc., etc. Some pictures about the different batch of students. So from this is the former project EMIMEP, sorry. So during the graduation ceremony, yeah, last year in the intake 4, it was in Jena, for instance. Yeah. We have 22 enrolled students this year, 19 with the Erasmus Mundus scholarship and 3 with the half scholarship. So you can see this, for instance, it was one picture during the integration week in front of the Cathedral of Limoges in France. Here you can find our website with the QR code. So yeah, don't hesitate. If you need more information, you will find everything online. And then if you want, if you have questions about the application process, I can go through the website to show you how to apply for the master. As you have to speed up because, yeah, as I said, the deadline is in March. So yeah, time is flying. So yeah. Okay, so that's it from my side. Thanks a lot, and then we can at the end anyway of the webinar, if you have questions, I can answer.
Thank you, Frederick. So, thank you as well to our participants here. I see that we had some questions that were sent by way of the chat. We'll try our best to answer the questions after both presentations. So, hang on to those thoughts. And our next speaker for tonight is coincidentally someone who is named the same way as the Philippines. We have Philippine from Université de Limoges. Please keep your questions again for until after her presentation. Thank you. Floor is yours, Philippine.
Thank you. So I'll try to. All right. So can you see my presentation? All right. Yeah. All right. So thank you. Well, I will introduce myself as well. So my name is Philippine, just like the country. I'm the communication manager of the graduate school, Ceramics and ICT Graduate School at Limoges University. So we'll present you the graduate school. So let's start. So a little bit about our school. So the University Research School, Ceramics and ICT Tactic Graduate School. So we specialize in the field of advanced ceramic materials and information and communication technologies. And we are supported by the University of Limoges, but also in partnership with the University of Poitiers and the CNRS. So just for reference, this is where Limoges and Poitiers are. It's in the heart of France. And what's a French graduate school? So the French graduate school is basically a graduate school that brings together higher education establishment and research organization. They focus on the international dimension and maintain close links with economic players. So basically, it's a highly selective program. And for reference, so our graduate school covers master's degrees, but also PhD. So our programs, there's 7 of them. 3 are in English, so applied mathematics and optimization, high frequency electronics, and advanced ceramics. And just a little bit about the program in a nutshell. So basically, we have core science courses, interdisciplinary courses, soft skills, so foreign languages, English or French, basically, communication courses like how to write a resume, how to behave during professional interviews, and so on, and also entrepreneurial skills. And we also have what we call learning by doing, so learning by and through research. So it's a course called Research Climbing Rope, and basically it's lab works where master students and PhD students work together for a project during the year, and we end the course with a workshop and etc. And also at the end of the first year of the master, every student have to do a broad internship during, let's say, 2 months. And also there's a 6 months internship at the end of the second year. Well, I'm trying to navigate through Zoom and the presentation. All right, so just for reference, this is our lab work. So the first one on the top is IRCER, which is the Research Institute for Ceramics. So this one is for the Advanced Ceramics track, based in Limoges. And below you have XLIM. So this is the laboratory in Limoges, but also Poitiers, for example, the high frequency electronics and photonics tracks, or applied mathematics and optimization track. And yeah, so for socio-economic partnerships and international networks, so we have a close links between XLIM and ERCER laboratories and companies, local, national, and international. So yeah, we have an extensive long-term networks of international academic partners. So just for example, here you have like 4 technology and research and development platforms, 60 university regular exchanges of master and PhD students, 30 plus startup since 2004, 13 joint laboratories, 4 technology resource centers, and 2 competitiveness hubs. And also we have double diplomas with a whole bunch of universities, as you can see, depending on the tracks. And for example, one of our new double diplomas for advanced ceramics is with the University of Mindanao in the Philippines. So yeah. And just to give an example, this is where our former student from the last year went during their internship. So as you can see, there's Canada, Brazil, Senegal, Morocco, Portugal, Spain, well, Europe in general, Dubai as well, Singapore, Japan, South Korea, and Vietnam as well. So yeah. So a bit about our plus, the pros of joining our graduate school. So every student enroll in the graduate school have 6,000 scholarship, 6,000 euros scholarships. We also cover the inward mobility cost. So if you come to our graduate school, we take in charge the cost of the plane tickets, for example. Tuition fees are covered as well. So as we saw previously, many abroad mobility opportunities. And again, we take in charge the cost of the plane tickets and trains and accommodation when you go abroad for your internship. And yeah, learning by doing, access to world-class research labs and their high-tech platforms, openness to cross interdisciplinary sciences and soft skills, and also individual supervision. And yeah, just to a little bit about how life is in Limoges and Poitiers. So you have to know that Limoges and Poitiers are one of the least expensive cities in France for students. So, for example, all-included cost of living is around 750 euros per month. We also have a welcoming international office where students get help for all administrative tasks and organization of cultural activities. And of course, French language courses are offered. And so you can see some pictures of the specialties of Limoges and Poitiers. So we have a great basketball team in Limoges. We have green campuses, a very green region as well, rich in culture. Yeah, it's 2 London 1 hour by plane, and it's close. Basically, it's really and at the center of everything. And yeah, and a little bit about our former students. So as you can see, most of them are PhD students at the moment. Some of them are lab engineers in a company or in a laboratories in France or abroad, it depends. And the others are, well, some of them are entrepreneur, and yeah. And sorry. So you can visit our website where you can see all the programs, for example, and you can also contact us by email at this address, tactic@unilim.fr. If you have any question, feel free to ask. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Philippine. So that is the 2 presentations from our 2 representatives from the Université de Limoges. So now we do not have as much time as we expected, but we will try to answer the questions that were asked on the Google form as well as here in the chat. So thank you once again for the very precious information, especially about the living conditions in Limoges. It's at a 750 euros per month. It's actually one of the more affordable destinations, let's say, in France. And with such an active basketball community, you guys ought to know that basketball is the unofficial national sport of the Philippines, with people playing and spectating games from the NBA and the PBA, its counterpart in the country. So I recommend that we start with questions that were submitted on the Google form because we are recording this webinar and we will be sharing it with those who unfortunately weren't able to join us tonight. So one question that we have here is, would there be will there be bridging programs for language for non-French speakers? So I think what that means is, will there be some units of French as a foreign language alongside any programs that they would pursue at the University of Limoges?
Yes, absolutely. Usually we have French, as I said, French courses offered, sorry, for every student that sorry, doesn't speak French.
I see. And for Frederick, the EMIMEP Erasmus program, does it have some French as a foreign language units as well, or does it depend on the consortium university they'll go to?
No, it's the same. It's also one of our requirements from the European Union. We have to provide the student with national local languages. So when you will be in Limoges, you will have French courses of the language. Then it's the same when you will move to Italy. We will offer courses of the Italian language. In Bilbao, it will be in Spanish, but also Basque. You will be able to learn Basque and German in Germany. So yes.
Okay. Thank you for the clear response. Another question from the Google form is, I am assuming that this question came from someone who already has a PhD. They said, can I enroll in a second doctoral degree? So this is more for you, Philippine. And is there an age limit?
Okay, so there's no age limit. And sorry. Sorry. So there's no age limit. And for the PhD, so the graduate school don't finance PhD program, but we have a special PhD course to help PhD students. But you can find more info on our website. Sorry.
Okay, hope that answers your question. Next one, we're going to start looking at the questions in the chat. So this one is for Frederic. Hello, do we need good grades to apply for the master's program in EMIMEP?
Yes, clearly, because well, you will be able to check on our website. There is a page dedicated about our requirements, and we give a lot of, the relevance, at least in the first stage of the selection. You will be shortlisted on the grades during the bachelor program. So as we receive quite a lot of application, it's really competitive. The selection, it's better to have very good grades. Then, we don't have any limits. So you can apply anyway, this for sure. But I will not lie you. Your chances to be selected are much higher with good grades than grades around the pass mark.
Okay, thank you, Frederic. Next question by way of Dr. Jimlan. Hi, shout out to Dr. Jimlan, who is from the Department of Education. Thank you for being with us at tonight's webinar. So the question is, what must be your undergraduate course when you want to take the master's? So I guess this relates to both the EMIMEP program and Philippines department as well.
So I can start if you want, Philippine. So for EMIMEP, let's say that is more related, about applied physics, electrical engineering, optics, photonics, telecommunication engineering. So this kind of diplomas. Is it clear?
And for the graduate school, so for the English programs, mathematics is, well, under bachelor in mathematics. For high frequency electronics and photonics, it's well, physics as well. And advanced ceramics is more chemistry.
Okay. Thank you for that question. The same question was asked towards the end of the chat, but that's no problem. There's another question here. Bonjour. Is knowledge of French language necessary? I think this is something that I can answer myself. So the point of the Let's Study in France webinars is to shed some light on French programs that are taught in English. So these do not require any French units at all. But of course, it's undeniable that the quality of life that you will have if you speak the language, especially if you're outside campus, is going to be a lot easier if you even have like the basics. We still have a bit of time, so perhaps we can. Oh, one more question. Are there any social sciences course or management? The Université of Limoges is a very expansive institution. So while the focus of this webinar is going to be photonics with EMIMEP and the dedicated department for Philippines, we are not able to cover social sciences or management for that matter. But feel free to send your inquiries by way of Campus France, and we'd be more than happy to send them by way of the proper people or the proper departments in Limoges. And hopefully, we can try to set up another webinar similar to this one. Do we have any other questions in the chat? I don't think so. And that covers the questions in the Google form as well. So in the meantime, I'd like to thank our representatives, Frederic and Philippine, for their precious time allotted to this webinar all the way in the Philippines. There's a 7-hour time difference. So while it's night here, the day is yet to start in France. So merci beaucoup for your time and your involvement in this webinar. And if you two agree, we will be sending a recap email to everyone who signed up for this webinar, sharing a recording of this Zoom, and with your authorization, your contact details, just in case there are other questions that our participants or those who are absent would like to ask eventually.
Yeah, great, perfect. I agree.
Yeah, I agree as well.
Okay, so no more questions. I take it that the presentation covered all of your inquiries. So merci beaucoup to everyone. Hope to see you at our next webinar. Merci pour votre temps et votre savoir from Dr. Jimlan. I think Dr. Jimlan would have some more questions eventually about the programs. And have a good weekend, everyone. Merci. Au revoir. Goodbye.
Merci beaucoup. Thanks a lot.
Merci.